Hello, Facebook family and friends. It is time for Shaylon's hair tip of the day. How are you guys doing today? We're going to try to adjust this camera just a little bit. All right, so that we can see each other and I can see you guys. Awesome. Move some things around. All right. So we are excited today. We are going to be talking about some things about hair growth. And guess what, guys? We're going to, talk about all four of them today because did you know that there are stages in hair growth? Sometimes you'd be wondering, why is my hair not growing? And why is somebody else's hair growing faster than mine? And my hair just doesn't seem like it wants to grow. And why is my hair breaking off? And why is my hair doing this? And why is my hair doing that? So we are going to talk about four stages of hair today. But before we get into that, you guys, we talked about last week about the history of hair. Now, wasn't that interesting? I mean, you wouldn't have even thought that a lot of these hairstyles that we are wearing, the new wigs, you see, y'all check out my wig. Last week, I had a short wig on with the same color. Guess what I did, guys? I added extensions to the wig. So that is one of my gifts, one of my talents, that I could take a wig and transform it. I can literally take a wig that you have, transform it into look into something else. So this is what I did. I added some more long blonde hair to the wig that I already had on. I really love it. I love it. I love it. All I can say is I love it. And so, guys, if you ever want a transformation of the wigs that you have, just give me a shout out. Inbox me, call me, and we can change some things around when it comes to your wigs. But last week was great because we learned about wigs. We learned about the history of hair and how people have been wearing wigs for thousands and thousands of years, and how only the upper echelon people were able to afford the wigs back in the thousands of years ago, and it represented their status, their wealth status, their place in a society and all that. So that was a great episode last week. I got a lot of feedback from it, and I just was glad that people were able to tune in and enjoy that episode. So awesome stuff, guys. So this week we are going to go in and we're going to be talking about the stages of hair. All right. So awesome. Hold on, guys. Let me turn that down. I'm trying to get online with you so I can see who's online. Awesome. All right. So what we are going to be talking about today is we're going to talk about the four stages of hair. Hair has four different stages, and I don't know if you all knew that, because this is something I learned in school. I didn't know before school that hair went through these different stages. And I mean, it is very interesting how hair responds to these stages. All right, so let's get into this topic today. All right, hair growth. Hair growth and hair loss may seem a simple process to most people, but hair growth actually has a cycle that it goes through. It goes through four different dimensions of cycles that it takes for hair to grow. So the name of these four cycles, we have one. The first one is called Anagen. It is called Anagen. It is the growth stage that the hair goes through. This stage is the beginning stage of when the hair grows. It is the longest process of hair, when the longest time that your hair grows, and it lasts for like between 3 to 5 years when your hair starts to grow. So when your hair is going through the anagen stage, it's going to be between 3 years and 5 years expansion that is going to continue to grow. You'll have this growth spurt. You'll be like, man, my hair is really growing. And you'll be thinking, oh, it must be the shampoo I'm using. It must be the styles that I'm wearing. It must be the braids that's in my hair. But actually, your hair is in this stage called anagen. And it lasts, like I said, it goes from 3 years to 5 years. And some people, it might continue a little bit past 7 years, but eventually it stops. But the hair goes through this phase, and where the follicles are pushing hair through. And I mean, it's constantly growing. It's constantly growing until you cut the hair off, until you decide, oh, it's time to cut my hair. It's getting a little bit too long. You get a lot of people want to trim their hair and everything, and they're like, hey, I need to get it cut. But this is that stage where your hair just constantly grows. I mean, when you cut it off, it's back. You cut it off, it's back. You cut it off and it's growing back. And that is because it is in the stage called anagen. It's in that process right at that moment where your follicles are open and they are just pushing hair through, and the hair is just growing. And so that's the first stage that the hair goes through. It is called anagen, and it causes the hair to grow. So then you have the next stage is called catagen. Catagen starts when anagen phases stop. When the anagen ceases, catagen steps in. And this tends to be between 10 days. And so during the follicle starts to shrink, the hair growth starts to slow down, and then the hair starts to separate from the bottom of the follicle. And what happens is that hair, okay, so all right, let's see. Let's picture, say, like a plant. I'm going to use a plant analogy. Okay, so you have this plant and it's growing and it's just beautiful. And you have these stems, these leaves on this plant. And then all of a sudden it starts to get, goes from green to starting looking brown, to where the whole stem of the plant is what? Brown. And you can literally just pluck that out of the plant as you're pruning your plant. So think about your hair in that same sense. Say your root of your hair, your follicles is the roots of the hair, where the hair grows. So now when it goes from the anagen stage, where the hair is growing, constantly growing, and it hasn't stopped. And like I said, it goes from 3 to 5 years, as long as 7 years, where the hair just constantly grows. And then all of a sudden, your hair just shuts down and it starts growing real slow. So it's just like that plant. That plant is green, is flourishing, is growing. And then all of a sudden you look at your plant and you have this brown leaf. You have this brown stem. So it's going through that stage of the collagen. That's what's happening with your hair. Your hair is starting to slow down during the catagen process. During the catagen stage, it's starting to slow down. And guess what? It is detaching itself from your follicle. So now that hair is able to be lifted up out of the scalp. So it's starting to grow less. It's starting to be able to be combed out. So now you're starting to see shedding in the hair, a little bit of shedding. You're like, oh man, my hair is coming out. No, what it is going through the second stage. It's going through the catagen stage of the hair process. Like I said, hair goes through 4 different stages. And the first one is the anagen, which is the stage where the hair grows constantly and it does not stop. I mean, you can cut your hair and your hair is steadily growing. So now we're going to the catagen, where I said now it's shrinking. The growth is slower. And so now that hair is what? Starting to detach itself from the follicle. All right. So then, in only about 5% of the hair on the head actually goes through the catagen stage. So it's like 5% of your hair goes through that, where just not your whole head, because if they'll could you imagine your whole head going through catagen? Guess what? You ain't gonna have no hair. So only about 5% of your hair is going through the catagen stage. So it's a slow process. It's not very noticeable. It's going to be a little shedding of the hair, and it's slowing down in its growth. So then we go to telogen, and that's a telogen process. It's a telogen resting stage. That's what they call it. It is the resting stage of the hair, where the hair just rests. Just like the plant, it goes through a resting stage, and your plant is not growing. It's not doing anything. You can water it. You can give it feed. You can give it sun. You can do all that. But then what it does, it slows down and it rests. Who knew that your hair goes through rest? Who knew that your hair needed rest? Did anybody think about that? Did anybody know that the hair has to go through a resting process? And these are cycles. So guess what? Just like you have 4 seasons, we have winter, spring, fall, summer, all that, in these different cycles of the land, the earth, it goes through its different process. The earth has to have its water, its rain, its snow, and then we get the sun, the spring, and all of that, and we have all this new stuff coming out. Hair goes through the same process. It has 4 stages. So we in the third stage, which is Telegen, and Telegen is the resting stage for the hair. So the hair, it'll go through at least 3 months of resting. It will be about 10 to 15% of your scalp will go through this process where your hair will just decide, hey, it's time to rest. I'm not growing. I'm not doing anything. You're not going to see any growth. You're not going to feel any growth. It's not even going to be shedding the hair. You're going to be thinking, what is going on? Your hair is just at a standstill. And some people, I hear them, they say, my hair only grows so far. It only grows this amount of length. I can't get it to grow past this. That's because at that moment, your hair is literally in a resting stage, which is called Telegen. It is in that resting stage where you might even see some shedding. You will see dead hair that is in the hair start to fall out as well, just like Catagen rather. It is shedding out the old hair that has been loose from the follicle. But during the Telegen stage, in the resting stage, the hair is just relaxing. It is able to rebuild new follicles, able to repair new follicles, as long as you're not damaging your scalp, like we talked about in a couple of broadcasts prior to this broadcast. When you are definitely taking care of your scalp, ladies and gentlemen, you will take care of the hair. So during this phase where your hair is resting and it is able to rebuild itself, it is the best time for you to make sure your scalp is doing well. Make sure your scalp is producing what it needs to produce for healthy hair, not keeping your scalp dry, not letting that scalp feel like it's brittle, it's breaking. And so this is that stage where you really want to pay attention to your scalp. All right, guys, I'm trying to get online with you guys, and obviously it's not letting me see it because I want to see who's online with me, because I like to speak to my people. I like to say hi to you guys. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Yes, it's not showing me. Let's see here. It's showing me Shaylon's, but I'm not seeing my personal page. All right. Well, anyway, let's continue. We'll continue. I'll check it out later. But anyway, again, this is the third stage, which is the Telegen stage, where your hair is going through a process of resting. Just like I said, the land, the earth, it goes through a process of resting where everything around it dies. When it's snow, it's raining, the winter is coming, fall is here, in a process of fall. So I would call the Telegen the fall process, where everything is just starting to die out. It's starting to rest. It's starting to go down. And then we got that winter stage, and everything is just covered with snow, and everything is able to rest. The land is able to rest. Your hair is going through a rested stage so that it can rebuild itself. And so, like I said, during that process, when it's going through that rested stage, you want to take the time to build up your scalp, making sure that scalp is healthy. Make sure you got the right conditioner and right shampoos that you're using on your hair so that you're not drying out your scalp. Because remember, we talked about dandruff and we talked about dry scalp, knowing the difference between those two. So when you're going through these stages with your hair, those are key things you need to recognize when it comes to having healthy hair. So then the last stage is called Exogen. Exogen. Exogen is where your hair is going through a shedding phase. I mean, you wake up and you are like, wow, I am losing so much hair. Why is my hair in the brush? Why is my hair on the pillow? Why is my hair in the sink in the bathroom? Why am I seeing so much hair in its comb? That's because it's going through the exogen stage. This is called the shedding stage. This is where you'll start seeing 100, you'll see a 50 to 100 strands of hair a day. You'll just be combing your hair and your hair is just steadily coming out. But remember, your hair goes through 4 stages. It's 4 stages. So you got the Anagen, Catagen, Telegen, and then the Exogen. So when it gets to that Telogen, that's where it's resting. So now it's not growing. And remember, catagen is where it what? Detaches from the follicle. So once it gets to the estrogen, all of that hair that was resting, all of that hair that was detached from the follicle is able to be shed out. Just like our skin, what we do, we shed skin daily. We're always losing old dead skin flakes off our skin, dry skin, dead skin daily to renew new skin on a daily basis. Your hair does the same thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, when your hair is in the exogenous stage, don't get alarmed. Don't get panicky. Don't feel like, oh no, I'm losing my hair. I'm shedding too much hair. No, your hair is definitely going through that phase where it is that season for the time for the hair to renew itself, revive itself. So it has to let go of all of the dead hair. And sometimes you can look in that brush and you just like, oh my God, I need to find out what's going on. Do I have alopecia? Is it something else? I need to know why my hair is coming out. Well, no, it may be alopecia, but you won't know that unless you go to a dermatologist or something. You can get it medically diagnosed. But most times it's going through a stage. It's going through one of the stages that hair goes through. And I'm going to go through these stages one more time. It is anagen, catagen, telogen, exogen. Those 4 stages your hair goes through. Again, anagen is when your hair just continues to grow. It just does what it needs to do. You just see all this hair just flowing and flowing and flowing. I don't care how much you cut it, it is growing. Then when you get to the catagen, that's when your hair slows down its growth. It starts to detach itself, like I said, from the follicle, like a plant does. When a plant gets a brown leaf, it starts to detach itself from the plant, its sources, its resources, its nutrients. That's what your hair is doing, is detaching itself from the nutrients, from the proteins and the vitamins that's in your body. The hair is detaching itself from that follicle. So now that hair can no longer grow. So then when it gets to the Telegen stage where it's resting, and the estrogen, meaning it is literally coming out of your head, is no longer a part of your scalp, and now it is starting to shed. Those are those stages that the hair goes through. These things are very important for you to know, even like I said, in between your salon visits. Even if you don't go to the salon, this is the purpose of this broadcast, is so that you can understand what your hair is going through. Because, ladies and gentlemen, just be real. Let's just basically talk right now for a little bit. When your hair look good, you feel good. You can be walking around all day in your jogging pants and your t-shirt, but if you got a fresh cut, a fresh new hairstyle, baby, you feel good. It don't matter what I got on right now. It don't matter about my jogging pants and my t-shirt, but my hair look good. I feel good because I could be dressed to the T. I mean, dressed to the T from head to toe. And if my hair ain't done, that outfit ain't right. It don't look good. I need my hair done first. I need to make sure my hair is laid. So, ladies, I know when it comes to hair, the Bible tells us that our hair is our glory. So therefore, I know y'all understand and can relate to what I'm saying, that when you can have on the baddest, the sharpest outfit out there, I mean, you can have on your red bottoms and everything, but if your hair ain't done, that defeats the whole process of what you're trying to do. So I always encourage people, hey, you may not be able to get to the salon. You may not be able to get an appointment to get in somebody's chair. But if you know what to do at home, you can walk out and you sharp from head to toe. So yeah, so just a little side note about keeping the hair together, you know, being able to wear styles that fit us and fit our face. Like me, I switch up on you. Y'all see, I done switched up on y'all, done switched up as far as the color and everything. And I just find things that fit me, that shape my face right now. Like I said, I got a little round face right now, a little extra on me that, that I actually need to get off. But I find styles that fit my face. And so as my hair is going through these different stages, through these different processes, it's going through its growth, is resting stage, is going through a shedding stage, or is stage of just detaching itself from the follicle, which is catagen, I'm able to put on my wigs or my sew-ins or whatever I'm doing, so that my hair can have those moments of rest, especially like I said during the estrogen stage. And it's good to know. And like everything in life, we map it out. I hope we do. You know, you map out your life. You map out what you're going to do for the day. You're mapping out what you're going to do 6 months from now or a year from now, you know, short and long-term goals. So you writing and jotting down these different things that you want to do. I would hope that y'all do that with your hair too, that you'll know what your stages of your hair is, and you're just not looking at it, it's just on my head, it's just something that's there, I'll get it done here and there, I'll take care of it this way, and really taking for granted what you were blessed with, you know, and really taking the time to try to trace what stage your hair is in. Literally go through these processes and see where your hair is. Is my hair in the stage where it is constantly growing and it's in that anagen stage, and I want to get it cut, but it's steadily growing? Well, you know what? Know that about your hair. Is your hair in the catagen stage where it is slowed down? Notice, take time to notice those things about your hair, because I tell you again, your hair makes a difference. It really plays a part of who you are. It plays a part in your character, your personality. So knowing those different small little tidbits about your hair helps you when it comes to your personality and your character and how you feel about yourself. Like I said, you can have on the baddest outfit and your hair ain't together. You like, oh no, this don't even look right. And so that plays a major part in your day and how you get out and you're about people and how people see you. Because honey, yes, let's just be honest. Appearance, we all look at appearance. We all judge by appearance. We judge by what we see. We hear, we see. And so when you see somebody with a bad hairstyle, or you see somebody that's out and about and they hair just all over their head, you automatically judge according to what you just saw. So what I'm saying to you guys is, it is very important to know what stage your hair is in, so you'll know what you need to do in the process of getting certain styles, certain chemicals put in your head, when not to put this chemical in your head at this time. It may not be the right time to put relaxers and colors in your hair because it's in the estrogen stage and now it's shedding already. So then you didn't put this color and this relaxer on, and then you're panicking because your hair is in a estrogen stage, meaning it is shedding a whole lot already because it's already in that phase. So now you didn't put the color on there and you didn't put this relaxer or whatever on your hair, this perm on your hair, and then all of a sudden you look in the bowl and you got all this hair shedding in there and you're panicking thinking your hair is coming out from the product, when actually your hair is in the estrogen stage where it actually loses 50 to 100 strands of hair every day. So knowing these points and knowing where your hair is so important when it comes to using products on your hair. So you'll know, is this a good season for me to use this time, this chemical on my hair? So just learning those things, really paying attention to how your hair responds in different seasons. So start checking that out. Start looking at that. Pay more closer attention to how your hair grows, how it doesn't grow. So then you'll know where it is. If it's in the anagen stage, where it's growing for the last 3 years, your hair just shot out, just kept growing. Or is it in the catagen stage where it just kind of grew, but it grew very slow? Is it in the telogen stage where it's just resting? It's not shedding really. It's not growing. It's just resting. Is it in the estrogen stage where it is really shedding and it is really getting a lot of hair out of the follicles? So it's important to know those things. You guys, this time be flying. I mean, that little 30 minutes be gone. I enjoyed this time. I enjoyed talking about the 4 stages of hair and just encouraging you guys and you ladies out there on how to recognize what stage your hair is in, because it's so important when it comes to getting the right style, getting the right products on your hair to make sure your hair is healthy. So I enjoyed that today. And again, like I said, your hairstyle makes the whole outfit. Trust me, if you ain't walking around with the right hairstyle and it is not what you wanted, it's gonna mess up your whole outfit and your whole look. So make sure you have the right hairstyle. I enjoy doing these broadcasts with you guys. All right, let's go back to the band. All right, we want you to share this broadcast. Continue to share so we can get more people, more viewers on here, more comments in the comment section. I love reading your comments. I love going back and seeing what people are saying and the questions that they're asking, and I can answer those questions. And by the way, speaking of question, last week, Marsha Withers, you asked the question about what God was they serving in Egypt when it came to their hair or the beard. Well, it wasn't that they were serving a particular God when it came to that beard. It represented the fact that their beards were making them as a living God. They would put on fake beards, or they would mold their beards a certain way in Egypt, and they would portray themselves as a living deity. So then they would tell their people, they would tell the people that followed them that they were a living God by what they beard looked like. So I just wanted to answer that question for you, Marsha, because you did ask that question on last week. And that's what it is, that when those pharaohs back in Egypt thousands of years ago, when they shaped their beard a certain way, or when they put on a fake beard, a cosmetic beard, it was in representation of them being, quote unquote, a living God. I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, okay. But yeah, I just wanted to answer that question. So guys, share this broadcast with your friends and your families. Also, I can be reached at 918-409-0401 if anyone would like to book an appointment with Shaylon's Designs as far as getting your hair done or getting a consultation. You can reach me again at 918-409-0401, or you can email me at shaylons@shaylons.org. That is shaypage@shaylons.org, designs.org, and it's on the bottom of the screen for those that would like to jot it down. Also, I thank you guys that have been giving to the building fund. I thank you those that have sewn in for us to finish out this project so Shaylon's can open up in its new location. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to bring some pictures to you guys so y'all can see the progress and see the development of what is taking place. So just continue to keep me in prayer. Continue to keep Shaylon's Designs in prayer, that I will be everything God has planned for me in success, so I can be a very successful salon business owner. So just continue to pray for me on that. And again, I thank you guys for your giving. I really appreciate each and every one of you that have sewn into Shaylon's Designs. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for that. And also, and for those that would like to give and also like to donate, there's my Cash App information and my PayPal information. And also I have my GoFundMe out there on my personal Facebook page that you can click on and donate on there as well. Again, I just love doing this with you guys. I love giving this information out to you guys at home, just hair tips of the day that you can use at home on a day-to-day basis. And some of these things you can do yourself, and then some things I know you got to have a professional. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here, a professional that can actually help you with your hair growth and help you with knowing how to maintain a healthy scalp and maintain healthy hair. So again, until next time, I enjoyed myself with you guys. I enjoyed this time with you guys. So have a blessed day and a blessed evening. Good night. Not good night. It ain't night yet. Good afternoon. Have a good afternoon.